Wagner Group is a mercenary private military company. They're conducting combat operations right now in Bakhmut primarily. There's probably about 6,000 or so actual mercenaries and maybe another 20 or 30,000 recruits that they get, many of whom come from prisons. And they are suffering an enormous amount of casualties in the Bakhmut area. The Ukrainians are inflicting a lot of death and destruction on these guys. In addition to Bakhmut and Ukraine, Wagner Group is in many, many other places, most notably in West Africa, where they essentially have taken over a country. And they've pushed out the French out of, I think it was Mali, and some other places. So the Wagner Group is a very aggressive group. It's led by a very ruthless guy, Prigozhin. He purports to be a businessman, but he's got an incredible criminal background behind him. So this is a dangerous group. They're quite large, they're quite powerful, and they have at least reach throughout parts of Europe and into Africa and maybe some parts of the Middle East. We ran into them in the Middle East a couple of years ago in Syria, about a battalion-sized force that was attacking one of our positions, and we destroyed that force. So they are there, they're aggressive, most of them are former Russian soldiers of one kind or another. A lot of internationals work with them as well. So very dangerous group, long reach, very wealthy, very rich, and they are probably very disruptive internal to Russian society.
Well, thanks, sir. As you know, this is a far bigger issue than just the Department of Defense. We support a rules-based global market and that's been what we've supported for a long time. As you do that, certainly you will have supply chains that run through places like China. But what you've seen our leadership do recently is move to, as best we can, begin to onshore some of those capabilities that are represented in those supply chains and limit our liabilities there and limit our exposure.
Secretary Austin, if I could, would you agree that if you send money to one person and that person sends money then to Communist China and Communist China then uses that money against the United States, that's a circle where our dollars are being used against us?
Yeah, I think the best thing that we can do and are doing is to continue to invest in our industrial base, continue to invest in our...
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm getting short on time, and I want to move to another question, but I would just tell you that I think it's counterproductive for the Department of Defense to purchase technology developed by the PLC and Chinese corporations. I think there's better technology available, and corporate America does not need to be allowed to sell, stick an American sticker on Communist China's technology and sell it to us, especially at the DoD. Moving to another question.